This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness Sportswear, and I'm joined John Boy, rising featherweight contender Raza Hamza. Raza, how you doing?
I'm okay. How about yourself? You okay?
I'm all good, thank you. I'm all good. Obviously, it's good to hear you're doing well yourself. As I said to everybody, I've come down today to catch up with everyone in the gym. You're the newbie in the gym. I know you've been here for a while, but obviously compared to the rest of them, you are the newbie. How have you found settling in with the Yafai brothers and Max McCracken?
Took a bit of time first. I used to come here a lot and spar before Cal won the world title and when Kamal was coming up. When I just turned pro, but now I've settled in really well. You know, I know the drill. I know what we're gonna do. I know how it is, and it's hard because I'm around a world champion and a future world champion, you know what I mean? So I know I have to set my game high every single time, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm learning and I'm around the best company.
What prompted the decision to come and link up with these guys? You know, you bounced around to a couple of different trainers and you eventually settled with Max now. What's brought that decision?
Well, first I was in Birmingham with John Costello, then I moved to Manchester. But I wanted to come back home. I wanted to be back home, be around my family. And I spoke to somebody and I go, if I'm coming back home, the only person to go to is Max. And you know, me and Max had a word and that's it. It was the best move I could have made. I'm now, from first when I was around fighters who are looking up to me, now I'm around fighters who I look up to. So I'm only learning and it was the best move I could have made. Coming back home, back in Birmingham, back around my family and back around the best camp in the Midlands.
So what exactly have you been working on with Max? What weaknesses or strengths has Max identified in yourself?
Sticking to my boxing, you know, Max tells me I need to believe in myself. As long as I believe in myself, nobody beats me. I know, I'm probably one of the biggest featherweights, 5'10", work hard, and as long as, if I can hold my own with people like Cal in the gym, and spar well and use my jab well, then I'm not really gonna, I'm not really gonna struggle with anybody else. And as long as I box my game, use my jab, you know, I can fight when I need to fight. And Max has just made me know that I don't always have to get into a fight, even though he loved getting into a fight. I can box and make it easy for myself and win fights, and that's what I've done in my last two fights. I mean, they're not been my best of performances because I'm still gelling, but you know, once I get the opportunity I deserve and I need the fight that's going to break me, everybody will see how good I am then. Until then, no disrespect to journeymen, I know I can beat them on training for a week, even though I'm always in the gym. I need that fight now where it's going to break me through and then people will see how good I am then.
You said, you know, you need that fight which will break you through. Everybody's known you for a while, but you've just kind of always just slid under the radar. The opportunity hasn't quite presented itself to you as of yet. Why do you think that is?
Every time they've stepped me up, honestly, I've been stepped up 3 or 4 times and I've had pull-outs on the week of the fight. I was meant to fight Louis Petit 3 times. He pulled out. I was meant to fight Boy Jones, Kieran McVarner. The list goes on. Do you know what I mean? It's meant to fight Lucian Reid. But the list just goes on and goes on. But it's it weren't meant to be then, was it? But I am avoided. I believe I'm avoided. I mean, I'm not a champion. I've not achieved anything, or I ain't got no credentials yet. But people know. People hear stories, don't they? Do you know what I mean? And I've sparred the best in the world. I've sparred the pound for pound best. I spar a world champion and a regular. Can't be that bad. But like I said, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. I'll fight anyone at featherweight. I mean, I've got my eyes on any of them, literally any of them. There's no standouts at that weight who I don't believe I can't beat.
You've just mentioned it. I don't want to forget it, and I do want to ask you about it. Sparring Inoue out in his home country and out in Japan. What was that like? Incredible feeling. You know, from getting there, from all the media, from all the spectators in the gym. I was also asked to come back. But then, you know, when my little brother passed away, so I couldn't go back. But I've kept in touch with him, and he was one incredible fighter. I used to train with him. I used to run with him, and I learned so much from being out there. I learned so much, how a world champion conducts himself, how he trains, and now, you know, I'm back in here with a world champion too. So I've learned so much. But he was a special fighter. He was very good. Very, very, very good, and his team were so professional. They were really good, and I'd go back whenever they told me to come back. Now I would
definitely go back and stay there for longer.
He's obviously preparing for the World Boxing Super Series final against Nonito. Then yeah, I take it you can only see it going one way from the sounds of it.
Yeah, he knocks him out. I don't think he goes past 3 rounds. That guy can punch. Yeah, he knocks him out. He's a freak of nature, isn't he? But has he been drug tested yet? Does he get drug tested? I don't know. Does he be tested? I don't know. But he's a freak of nature. But I've sparred his brother too, and like I sparred Inoue, and then when I sparred his brother's number 4 in the WBC. He's WBC champion now, isn't he? Taku, man. I found him like average, man. Like he's missing by jabs by a mile, but then when you spar his brother, he punches 5 times as hard, and he don't miss with nothing. But it was good, man. It was really, really good.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot as well, because Kalya is obviously just behind us. There was rumours at one stage that those two may have fought. If they had have fought, how would it have played out?
That's a good question, man. That's a tricky question, man. Listen, he's my mate, and he's not just a gym partner. He's my mate, so I'm always going to say my mate's going to beat him. Do you know what I mean? But it would have been one hell of a fight, because I know, like, all right, his work now is world class, but so is Cal, and Cal ain't going to say no to no challenge. You know what I mean? And like, not many people know, but his fucking Cal's like, is one of the world champions that's kind of under the radar, because I believe he don't talk enough. Do you know what I mean? But if he spoke more, people will know about him. But I think Cal gives anyone problems on his day. Cal beats anyone on his day. So I think the best Kalya fight, if Inoue ain't at his best, Kalya fight beats him.
I'm sure Cal will slip you a few quid later on. There was also, when I come in, I heard you talking to Max that you was considering going into the MTK's Golden Contract tournament. What was the situation with that?
Yeah, there was Tom Stoker's my manager. Tom Stoker asked, would you be interested in going in it? And like I said, I'd go in it, do you know what I mean? But things happen for a reason. I had to pull out my last fight. I had a little injury, but that's been all clear now. So I'm back in the gym, and, I would have loved to go on that tournament. I swear to God, because I would have been the underdog. I would have been the fighter everybody would have looked at and said, we want to box him, do you know what I mean? Because on paper, I am the weakest from all of them. But believe me, the day I get my opportunity, any of them featherweight champions, when I get my opportunity against you, I promise you, you're gonna wish you didn't box me, because I'm gonna make it hell for you, man. And believe me, it's a long time coming. It's been 4.5 years I've been a pro now. When I get my opportunity, you'll see yourself how good I am. I mean, beating these journeymen, no disrespect to them, it don't do nothing for me. But wait till I get my opportunity against a good contender, top 10 featherweight in the country, or anyone, and I'll take my chance against them.
Let's discuss the world scene at featherweight. A lot of great names up there. The world champions themselves: Josh Warrington, Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell Jr., and the WO world champion has just vacated, and he's slipped my mind, Oscar Valdez, Vessa one. What are your thoughts on the world scene?
There's some good fighters, and I think Gary Russell Jr. just fights twice a year or once a year, so he's like very under the radar, but he's probably one of the best fighters. Who else is it? Frampton. Who else is there?
Warrington.
Warrington's really good. I really rate Warrington. He's just he's one of them fighters, like, you watch him and you think he's average, but then he does everything so good, and he's got that belief, isn't it? Like, his main attributes probably he believes in himself so much. But I think Gary Russell Jr. is the best, but Warrington's up there too, man. Warrington, he just keeps proving everybody wrong, doesn't he? And like, who else is there? Leo Santa Cruz, I think he's on the slide now, but he's still up there. But in a year or two, there'll be another batch of fighters coming through and going to world stage, and these guys will have moved on or past it. So I don't really think about these guys, because I know when I get to that level, these guys won't be there anymore. I just look at who potentially will be there, and there's no featherweight. Even Max will tell you, there's no featherweights that I'm worried about. There's literally none of them that I think and say, stay away from him, do you know what I mean? Except Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, but there's not many fighters I think look at and think, if they're in a cup, like, they're special.
What do you make of the Josh Warrington Kid Galahad fight?
I don't know, like, I was watching it, but then I was like, I was watching it live, and then I'm looking at the bookies at the same time, and I'm thinking, what's going on? And the bookies have got Warrington winning by a mile, but if you're watching Galahad, it looks like he was doing just enough to win. I thought he was doing just enough to win, but then I'm thinking, if you're going to fight a world champion and go to his backyard, you're going to have to snatch it off him. You can't do just enough to win. I think that's what let him down, like that mentality of him just about winning. And Warrington being a world champion, if you don't go and beat him up in his own hometown and snatch it off him, you ain't going to get it, are you?
And just to get your thoughts on a few other things in the boxing world. This weekend, Anthony Yarde, I was going to say travels out to, but he's travelled out to Russia to face Sergey Kovalev. Your thoughts on that fight?
Sergey Kovalev's is a seasoned veteran. You know, he's been there for years, and he just come back and beat Alvarez, didn't he? He beat Alvarez in so he lost, and then he beat Alvarez in a rematch. The first Andre Ward fight, what happened in it? Was it a close points decision? Points. It stopped him. So Andre Ward showed Sergey Kovalev has vulnerabilities to the body, and he loves a bit of a drink, don't he? But Anthony Yarde, I think Tundi has done an amazing job with Anthony Yarde, changed his life around, come up with these lines in the camp and done really well. Businessly, they've done really, really well. But boxing, Anthony ain't proved himself yet. He ain't been in the ring with anyone yet, and I'm not just saying that, you'd probably say the same thing. So I think it's a big ask going to Russia, beating the champion in his home. It's gonna have to be something special. If he does it there, it's gonna have to be one of the achievements of the year from a British boxer, in my eyes. But personally, my head making this decision, I think Sergey Kovalev beats him.
Do you think he beats him with a stoppage or points?
Late stoppage. But that's me. That's me talking as a boxing fan or somebody who watches boxing, do you know what I mean? Not looking at what Anthony Yarde's done or what Sergey's done. From Sergey's past experiences and his fights he's been in, he's been there and he's done that, and he come back and he beat somebody he lost to, so I think he beats him.
Another fight which was recently announced, the Anthony Joshua versus Andi Ruiz Jr. rematch, which has been set for Saudi Arabia. Firstly, what was your thoughts on the fact that Saudi Arabia was the chosen location?
It's, once again, it's business, isn't it? Like, it's you need to look at it like it's life-changing for both of them. Fighting there, they're getting more money, and at the end of the day, we are prize fighters, and money is the belts are important, but money is as important. It makes sense they've gone there because Saudi have put the money up front. As a fan, I would have wanted it to be in Cardiff or in the UK somewhere, but businessly, I think that's the best decision they could have made.
How do you see the rematch playing out?
Like, my whole camp are Anthony Joshua, aren't they? But I think Josh has to stick to his boxing. Like, this fight can be simply won for him. You know, he's longer than him, he's taller than him, he's bigger than him. The only way Andi Ruiz has success is when Josh lets him get close. Jabba right, and if he sticks to his boxing and boxes sensible, smart, basic, he beats him comfortably. But I think the moment he smells blood and tries to finish him off, that's what the smaller man wants, doesn't he? When you're in range to get, when you're in range to hit him and he's in range to hit you, I think that's his biggest vulnerabilities. But as long as he stays disciplined and boxes, I think he beats him comfortably.
Well, Raza Hamza, I appreciate your time. First time that I've been able to interview as well, so thanks for speaking to myself and Boxing Social.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Boxing Social too. Thank you.